communities. Here to show how one spark of creativity can bring life to millions of people thousands of miles away. From Wishing Well, please welcome their president and co-founder, Ryan Groves. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how this whole concept got started? Because I think your performance is fitting that it started right here, and yet it's transforming communities around the world.
Yeah, I mean, to give you the idea, what sparked all this was my freshman year at Oklahoma Christian. We heard about the water crisis. So we heard how 80% of all disease comes from unclean water. It's responsible for the deaths of about 4,000 children every day. And roughly 1 billion people still have access to clean water. But all that being said, it takes less than $1 to give somebody clean water for an entire year. So we heard that our freshman year, and we wanted to help. We didn't have a lot of money. We were freshmen, so we responded with what we had, which was our gifts. It was our talents. So we came together, we put on art shows, we put on concerts, we put on poetry slams, and we kept just speaking truth into our community. And in the process, we raised a lot of money and actually did a whole lot of good. And so the whole idea with Wishing Well is that we can literally use creativity to change the world. That's what it was. It's creativity is our ability to dream the world we want to see and make it happen.
It's an incredible story, but I have to wonder when I'm standing here talking to you, you're an inspiring person to be around. What gave you the audacity to think that you could make a difference in the world?
I was too young to know it was impossible, so I'll do it anyways. Yeah, it's been wild, and honestly, a lot of this has been a total accident. This started as a club at Oklahoma Christian, and just the idea, just using creativity to change the world, that sparked people. And so now we have students from Honolulu University to Yale University who are a part of this, who are using their gifts, their talents to do something incredible.
That's really remarkable. What impact has this organization had thus far?
To tell you the impact is, we can easily talk about all the health benefits. How when you bring clean water to a community, everything changes. The infant mortality rate, flip-flops to where 80% instead of 20% survive to the age of 6. And so you have phenomenal stats like that, but more importantly, we're seeing communities totally transformed. In fact, what you guys saw here was the new way that we're drilling wells. 90% of their surface has water within 100 feet. It takes about 20 feet of surface, like a surface soil, to filter out most of the contaminants in water. So rather than us going over there and paying for a big expensive rig, we're empowering their community with this well kit that we've developed in partnership with Water4, another Oklahoma City nonprofit. And so we've designed this kit, and Wishing Well helps fund it. So Wishing Well raises the funds, Water4 builds the kit, and we find groups just like these guys who are Rwandans for Water. These are actually the guys who are drilling wells in Rwanda. They're some of the top 10 students from Rwanda, and that's what they're doing with their whole lives now, because they saw, yeah. Yeah, and so it's stories just like that. So it's our creativity literally going outside the box of Oklahoma and changing the world. To date, this movement, when I graduated last spring, we'd given clean water to about 35,000 people for the next 20 years. Wow.
I'm curious, obviously it takes some encouragement, some support systems around you to make this happen. Did you have that, or did you have to develop that on your own?
We definitely didn't have that. I mean, Oklahoma Christian was phenomenal, but that's the whole idea, is go engage your community. Go tell people. I'm sure, like, if you saw somebody who didn't have clean water, who was sick from that, you would do anything you could to help them. And that's the entire idea. So we tell that story, we do it in a way that speaks to people's hearts, and then they join in.
Thank you for your inspiration,
Cool.
Ryan.
Thanks.